Hi guys, how you doing? So let's talk about this story about Nigeria. So signing a bilateral agreement with Saudi Arabia for the recruitment of general workers. When I first saw this story, it just annoyed me honestly. Like I know it's good, in the short term, um there's unemployment, there's youth unemployment in Nigeria, and it helps, create opportunities for our young people in Nigeria to go to Saudi Arabia to work, once they're in Saudi Arabia, they'll be able to it's good for the Nigerian economy. They'll be able to send money back home in the form of remittances, and that's good for the economy. It will boost the Nigerian economy. And also, okay, talk about Saudi Arabia. For Saudi Arabia, the crown prince has and the Saudi government has this vision 2030 plan in place. So their plan is to diversify the Saudi economy away from oil, so create other sources of income to diversify their income, basically. This like create formal routes for Nigerians to work in Saudi Arabia. Maybe let's say before, um, maybe it would have happened through illegal routes or not so, I don't know, ethical routes. But now it's like the government is formally signing agreement with. The Nigerian government is formally is making an agreement with Saudi Arabia. This is not a new phenomenon. For instance, Ghana also has this like labor exchange program to send doctors and nurses to Caribbean nations, which personally I don't have so much say about because it's like the Caribbean nations are like they're brother sister nations with African countries. So I don't. And then there's the unpleasant one where like I read about South Africa, where apparently Russia is trying to recruit young South Africans to allegedly to fight in the Russian Ukrainian war. And I'm annoyed with this story because it's like now we are exporting Africans to other countries to work. What happened to the idea of industrialization? What happened to African nations trying to create work for the people in their countries? Why do we have to move to other countries to get work? Like, what if I want to stay in my country and I want to work? Why do I have to go to Saudi Arabia? Does it mean that, like, if I go there, are the people going to welcome me? For instance, in this story, the Nigerians are going to be recruited as general workers, not as high skilled workers, as general workers. It's likely, like, there's a likelihood of, more treatment, racist attacks, and, like, why, why is this thing, why is this phenomenon of exporting Africans to other countries to work, honestly? Like, I feel like it's a short term, it may seem like a short term solution, but it's a bit lazy for me. I'd like to see like factories in Africa. So why don't they support factories in Africa? Why don't they support like research and development in countries? Sometimes you'll see stories of young Africans like inventing products that solve issues. You think the government will want to put money or support into it, but no, it's like personally I feel like the government are just thinking about the remittances, that people will bring back home. They're thinking about, the reduction of, the unemployment. They're not thinking about the social impacts, the like, the mental impacts, emotional impacts of moving the people to another country to work. It's high time we stop just thinking about financial solutions. Think about the impacts on the people. Yeah, guys, I don't know if like let me know what you guys think about this story, because personally it seems like good news, but I don't want it to become a trend or something, a permanent solution to the unemployment situations in African countries. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you guys later. Bye.